Hello, hello. Let's talk a little bit about sexual manipulation, all right? And we're going to discuss it from the point of view of the masculine and feminine, of course, like I always do. So, if you don't know me, I'm Luna Aura. I'm a sex priestess, and I'm the founder of the Sex Magic School of Isis and Lilith. And check out more of my videos and my school if you want to learn about the true teachings of sex magic. It will demand your attention and work and commitment. This is not a fluffy little tantra class, all right? So yeah, if you want to dive into it, you're welcome. Thank you for joining me, and subscribe please to my channel. All right, so sexual manipulation. We're all using it in one way or another, all right, men and women. And some of us are very conscious of it and doing it very consciously, and some of us have no clue that we're doing it, but we're still doing it. And interestingly, the way that we use sexual manipulation is we're using our power centers. So if you know my other teachings, if you listen to my other videos, you know that the core power of the feminine, of a woman, is our womb and our sexual power. It's the pussy, it's the womb, it's the cervix, it's just everything. We are the sexual generators. And the power of the masculine, of men, is the heart. Now, when we are using sexual manipulation, a woman will use her sexual power. She's going to use her sex in order to manipulate, in order to get something out of the man that she wants, in order to get something out of any situation that she wants, really. It's using that life force. And this is where maturity and awareness and love and integrity comes. Also, first to understand our power, to get to know it, and to use it wisely, to use it with love, to use it with integrity, to use it with wisdom. Because knowing about our power is not enough. We need to be wise on how to use it. And we also need to have the love, so we will use it with love and not with bad intentions, because we're just going to create so much chaos in our life if we use our sexual power, our life force power, to manipulate the situation with bad intentions and with ego and with our shadow. We can use our sexual power. We can manipulate things. Manipulation is not bad, but how you manipulate could be bad or good. We could use our sexual power to manipulate reality and world and manifest and do things like that with conscious awareness, with love. That's going to be completely different. With maturity, with taking responsibility and choosing how to use this power and life force that you have. Yeah. So men, they use sexual manipulation. They use the heart, right? Because that's their power center. And that's how they're going to reach the woman to manipulate her. And usually you see it in the form of, like, I'll give you an example. A man, wanting to manipulate a woman and saying, I love you, you're I just feel so much. Using his heart, manipulating with his heart, with his emotions, to manipulate the woman. So that's usually the ways that men and women manipulate each other. Now, men, of course, can manipulate sexually as well. In that case, they're going to be a lot more in their feminine, in their dark feminine power. They're going to be more in their shadow feminine. So it's something very important to be aware of. I'm sorry. So the most important thing is to have integrity and self-honor, and honoring of your partner, your people, everything and everyone around you, really. And integrity, knowing yourself and knowing your own shadow. Because if you don't know your own shadow and how it works, and how your shadow and ego manipulates people and the world around you in order to get their needs, because many people use manipulation not knowingly. Many people that are not aware of their own shadow and still have that subconscious need from childhood or from trauma that hasn't been met yet, that hasn't been healed, they're going to subconsciously, unknowingly, unawarely manipulate the world around them in order to get their needs. So knowing yourself, again, shadow work, knowing your ego, knowing all the parts of your subconscious mind is vital for this. And you can see why ego and shadow work is vital for sacred union, because if you're coming into a sexual union with another person unaware of your shadow, you are going to manipulate, again, awarely or not aware, consciously or not consciously, you're going to manipulate at some point. And that's going to cause chaos. It's going to cause a rip in the union. Trust me, I've been there. I've seen everyone around me do that, and it's so subconscious in most of us. It's so subtle sometimes, and we think we're saints and we think everything's perfect, but it's really not. And there's a need that we're trying to fulfill from the other person in a manipulative way. So it is time to really mature and choose the patterns that we want to live with, instead of allowing those patterns that we've lived with our whole lives to control and manipulate us. Because when we're manipulating people, really it's our patterns and our ego that's manipulating us, and we're letting it, we're allowing it. So it's time really to choose love. For women to choose to be love, for men to choose to be consciousness. It's so important for men to begin to really explore their own emotions and heart, grounding more and have a purpose. That's going to really help you on your journey. And for women to really know your sexual power and your body and your needs and how to meet them in a healthy way. So really it's about containing, especially when you're in a relationship and you find manipulation arises between you two. It's about containing, not taking on ever, and not being a punching bag for anyone, and not allowing people to disrespect you, but containing the pain and the trauma of your partner. And as long as both partners, not just one, as long as both partners are aware of their shadows and are taking full responsibility and honoring themselves and the other person in the situation, you can overcome any shadow, any manipulation, and turn it. And you can still use, the funny thing is you can still use that manipulation, but when you're both communicating about it, aware of it, it can turn into something amazing. It can turn into two people very conscious of themselves, taking responsibility for themselves, but committing also to fulfilling each other's needs and healing each other that way. And then guess what? When that happens, you don't need to fulfill those needs anymore. It just fades away. And then you can continue evolving and creating something new and having more needs and more desires explored. So it keeps evolving. It doesn't get stuck on the trauma, on the pain, on the shadow that you need to manipulate to get something. Yeah. So that manipulation really causes just pain at the end of the day. So for women, really choosing, for women and men, but mostly for women I'm talking now, because, choosing to use our sexual power for good, to embody love and pleasure and union. And for men, to use your heart and emotions for good, for actual connection with your woman and seeing into her. Use your heart to connect with the woman's emotions. Her emotions are a key for you. Her emotions are a mirror for your own deep, subconscious, unhealed, wounded heart. Use it. Many men block their woman's emotions, like, oh, you're emotional, you're crazy, you're this. That's your portal. That's your opportunity to get deeper inside your divine masculine heart, and you're missing it. So we all want to just be love, because we all really are just love. And men also, they want to be consciousness. Men, when come into a sacred sexual union with a divine woman, with a full vessel, and watch my other video about yearning and fullness, because once you are uniting with a woman that is a full vessel of love, you are literally entering a portal right now into your own godliness. Take it, but you got to do the fucking work. You gotta do the work. And women, for you, any opportunity for you when encountering a masculine partner is an opportunity for you to go even deeper into that yearning, deeper into that love state, and embody that love. And notice the subtle ways that you're using your sexuality to manipulate, and use your sexuality to awaken, to fill the situation and this person even with more love. So this is how we change the world. This is how we create sacred union. We must go through the shadow. We must be aware of the shadow and create something better, create actual love. I love you so much. I am a priestess of the temple. I am a servant of the mother. I am the embodiment of the mother on earth. Thank you.